A surprisingly important component for many transitions are the sound effects you choose to go with them. Generally speaking, the whoosh sound effect pairs very nicely with the push transition. As far as I'm concerned, whooshes are the most important sound effect. I can never have enough of them, and I still feel like I don't have any really good ones. The most common problem you'll find with these sound effects is them being way overmastered, to the point where you can only imagine them being used in super dramatic movie trailers. Added reverb is also very common and basically makes a whoosh useless to me. I'll add my own reverb if I want it, thank you very much. If your whoosh sounds are too long, you can always trim the ends using an audio transition like Constant Power. That's my default audio transition at least. There are only 3 of them, and I'm not going to explain the differences because I don't want to. Also, you can use the time stretch tool to make sound effects longer or shorter, but keep in mind this will also change the pitch. Sometimes you want that, but if you don't, the clip speed/duration panel does have a checkbox to maintain audio pitch. Some sound effects sound fine like this, while others sound pretty bad, so you'll just have to play it by ear. Generally speaking, the more you change the speed, the worse it'll sound. So if you want a fast whoosh, or indeed any sound effect, you should start with a sound effect that is already fast, instead of trying to modify a much slower sound effect. Again, you should collect a lot of whoosh sound effects if you're serious about video editing, and you'll have to experiment to see which whooshes pair best with which transitions. You can use whooshes with your wipes, but especially if those wipes are happening while someone is talking, you have got to keep the sound effects very subtle. Remember, the most common problem with sound effects is that they are too loud, so don't let them overwhelm the dialogue. You can also try searching for wind to get whoosh-type sounds that are more gentle or more extreme. And a more overt, in-your-face sort of whoosh is a whip sound effect. I don't think I've ever used a sound effect for a cross-dissolve transition, and neither should you, unless you really know what you're doing. If you want some good ideas for which sound effects work well with which transitions and animations, just go watch any Captain Disillusion video.
You might be looking at a square straight on.
Ignore the things he's saying and just listen to the sound effects. There are way more than I expected, and they're all expertly used.
And it can be nudged to one extreme or the other by the perspective.
I once asked him which sound effects pack he uses, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. I've wanted it for years, but at 1,000 US dollars, I just can't justify it right now. This YouTube channel is still not making enough money. If you've tried a bunch of sound effects and still can't figure out which one to use, it's probably better to use nothing at all. I recorded my own sound effects for the transitions for my cube mosaic by sliding cubes across each other and across my desk, but ultimately I decided not to use them because they just didn't work with the motion. I think I made the right choice. But that doesn't mean my experimentation was a waste of time. It definitely wasn't. You won't get better at something unless you study, practice, and experiment with it. Rule of thumb, don't make sound effects with your mouth. Sorry, XKCD.
Oh, I'm assuming the desk is beneath a skylight or outside.
It usually just sounds dumb or annoying or ridiculous, but sometimes that is what you want. I did this as a joke in this Tech Quickie video.
And easy to defend unless someone tried to invade with like actual warships and bombers.
And again for this video, also to make fun of something.
Frankly speaking, it's stupid. Like, could they not figure out any better way?
And people absolutely loved it. You just watched one chapter from a longer transitions tutorial, which you can also watch right now for free from the link below, or just click this little thingy on screen right now. The tutorial covers nearly every useful transition and every transitions vendor. I'll see you there.